Kuf, Tzaddik, Gimel.
Yes, the second base. Mishish the chelish of sakana. Somebody who has a chelish of sakana. Somebody who's sick. Sakana.
Mitzvah.
See you, please.
Mitzvah lechalel, yeah. Got it?
Somebody has a chelish of sakana. Somebody who's sick that is a danger to his life. Mitzvah lechalel of a Shabbos. It's a mitzvah to be mechalel for him the Shabbos. Somebody who's quick is meshubach. It's better. Somebody who asks. And somebody who's being asked is also a disgrace. Why? You should have told everyone that it's mutter. It's a story that in Crown Heights had that Torah. There was once a fire in Chanukah licht on Shabbos. So they came, so this came running to look for a Rav to see if they could put out the fire.
Meanwhile, the whole shul burned.
Baruch Hashem was big nissen that there was people sleeping there. Baruch Hashem, they were saved, but there was big nissen. Basically, when the fire goes on the table, right away you put it out. No, just like during the week, no questions.
Special fire can spread.
Yeah, no chances.
It's a real sakana for sure.
Yeah. So somebody's sick, and the sakana have to right away call it Salah, right away.
But how do you know if it's sakana or not? You're not a doctor.
Let's see. Good question. He says, if I feel suffik nefashis, he says over here, even a suffik, you don't have to be for sure that it's a sakanas nefashis. Even if it's a doubt, right? Better safe than sorry. Right?
That's true, yeah.
You don't say, I want to be machmir, I don't know. Let's not take it, I don't want to be chil Shabbos, a big thing. So no. It's suffik nefashis is even a suffik nefashis, even have a suffik, right away you have to be dekesha, right away call it salat. And if you're wrong, fine. Better that you're wrong than right. But
something happened, yeah.
Shenamar sheyasa adam chai b'hem. It says a person should do it and he should live with it. He should live. Matam alemer b'chai b'hem. Lerner tells us you have to make sure that he's for sure alive. If there's a suffix that he might not live, that's not called v'chai b'hem. V'chai b'hem, you have to make sure that he's for sure going to live. V'asiyas mitzvahs by doing the mitzvahs. V'leisha yavidekach, the suffix sakana, not that through the mitzvahs, because through Shabbos he's going to come to suffix sakana. Makol makei, mafilo b'vadi sakana, ei mechalim, and before she do lakel. Even if you know for sure it's sakana, but what we only do it afore, only do a chila and afore, which everyone knows that this is going to help the situation. Or a doctor tells you, somebody who's a medical professional tells you that this is, and this refuah will save his life. But if some the Alta Baba comes and starts saying, maybe if you do, that and that, it has to be, you have to know what you're doing. If it's a known refuah, even though you're not sure if through this refuah he's going to be cured or not, but everyone knows that this is a refuah. You don't know if the CPR is going to help or not, right? But you still do CPR. If you know for sure this is something which which is known, sorry, which is not that you know it's for sure going to help. It could be you don't know if it's for sure going to help, but if you know that it's a known thing, that this thing, you do this procedure, so then you should do it. Right? Don't do it, yeah? That's right. And he says over here, now he had a question, how do you know if it's so the answer to that is this is a medical question today. That's a medical question. But
you don't have a doctor and you're in the house and somebody fell down and you call it Tzoleh, it's a question. That's it.
If it's something, a person got a little bleeding or something, we know that it's not a sakana, right? We have to figure,
Common sense.
But back actually in the Gemara, and there's a lot of Shulchan Aruch, a lot of halachas over here, which talk about all different types of sicknesses, which we know, which they say if this happens, you have to be worried this is sakana.
The sicknesses of years ago, it's not like this.
But that's the thing. The thing is today, we're different. Times change, and the people's natures change, and also we're not 100% sure that we know exactly what they meant in the Gemara. So some things we do still take l'chumrah. That maybe we should be careful about it. But basically today we have to use basic common sense. But there's like the next thing, Gimel, he says, Kol makkah chalul. He talks about internal makkah. If a person has a makkah inside, the haina ve'varim apnimim, inside. And he goes through a whole thing. He says, like, he's meshenayim lefnim, from the teeth and inside. The shenayim matzah mechalal, mechalal nes al Shabbos, mechalal Shabbos, which in skaka shenayim echel m'shayavanu lefnim machs makkah, got a blow, shish b'mavuch, yitzam. But a mechushim b'yom, if it just aches, ein nikrei makkah, it's not called a makkah. Mechalal aleim, even afilim kelim, it even hurts them very much. But obviously, if a person's having an ache in their chest pain, so obviously, you have to be worried, right?
It's not a game.
Not a game, right? So even when he says aches and it hurts very much, so maybe he's talking about maybe your foot maybe hurts a little bit, or right. Like we're going to see, it's not up to the person to decide if he wants help or not. If he needs help, you help him. Because the person's goof is not in his own shus. It's not up to him to decide and not to treat himself. Okay, let's go to the next Sif Dalet. So this is what he's saying. If internal wound doesn't need, we don't need to evaluate if you let him chal Shabbos for him. You don't have experts which know that he needs chilul. The Mechil is also not saying anything. You do whatever usual. You give him food and drink and the forest, whatever is good for the chil. Even if it's an interesting halacha. What are you allowed to do for a chil sheyish beisakana? Are you allowed to do anything or just think? So this is the first opinion, but still, this opinion says you're allowed to do everything. If he's a chil sheyish beisakana, whatever it is, even if you're going to say that if you're not going to give him this thing, if he says I want a tea, give him a tea. You can heat up a tea for him, whatever he needs. Because so you should do whatever you usually would do during the weekday for such a person. Do everything for him, even if you're not going to do that thing, he's not going to have a sakana or anything. But if you know that about this, the doctor says I know what this is, and you could wait. And you don't machal Shabbos. You can wait until after Shabbos. Also chal alav. Then you're not letting machal after tishu makash chal, even though it's makash chal. For sure, if they say that they don't need it. This is the first opinion. You can do everything for Yesh Zakana. And some people say, Shafilo, the Makar Shasar Chilul in Machalamad Yisrael, even in a place which needs Chilul, which Ein Machalamad Yisrael, that Vishesh Lachash Beshim Le'asel Le'estakim. You only can do things which if you're not going to give it to him, it's going to be a Sakana. That's this opinion says. The first opinion is my commission is Rashi. Not a sakana by not giving it to him. Even though he needs it, but you would give it to him. So those things you do through goyim. Just like it's chil shem and sakana, you could do things for them through goyim. So too, also you do for this person through goyim. That's what this opinion says. Things which is sakana, if you don't give it to them, so then you can do it yourself, and you should do it yourself. But anything else they don't need, you usually do for them. So then you do it through goyim. What's the halacha? Which opinion? This is the meaning we should be machmir. That even because even something which has a zakana, the minig is that we don't do it through a yid. As long as there's not going to be any precautions by pushing it off, making it by doing it through a guy, so then you do it through a guy. That's the minig. If something which has no sakana at all, so you could do it through a guy. Even though it's could be a little long. If you don't have any guy there, you can rely on the first opinion. So basically, the Rabbi says that what can you do for a chiddush shesh sakana? He says that if it's there's sakana, if you're not going to give it to them, so you should do it yourself. But if it's not going to be sakana, by not giving it to him, try to do it through a guy. If there's no guy, you can do it yourself. Now, who do we rely on when we say this? So that it needs to be mechalal, that we need to be mechalal. So that's the next halacha. Hey, makash ina shachalal, a regular makkah, which is not an internal makkah. In the shalom of baki, you ask baki, a doctor or a medical person.
Sorry to bother, but I think in Williamsburg, Shabbos, the drivers that drive the Matzore are going.
I know, and Karnait is not, and
because it costs money.
Yeah, but we can see later. It's not so simple.
The Torah going to Mechal Shabbos Bayit.
Over here, he's saying that the minig is that we tell that he's a guy. But the Alter Rebbe says later that it's better not to be like that.
Himself and Yom Kippur went and
he himself went and cut. Right.
He could have told a guy to do it.
Could have told the guy. Could have told somebody else.
And Yom Kippur night, middle davening, he left and he went to make fire for a lady that had a baby. He himself and cooked soup for her, give it to her. And Yom Kippur night.
That's dugma.
Yeah.
Showing everybody.
Says that Alter Rebbe brings out that he was in the middle of his veikos. And he was able. The chiddush was Alter Rebbe his davening. At Alter Rebbe's davening, he says nobody's going to convince themselves that they like the Alter Rebbe. And Alter Rebbe not stand in the middle of his davening, and not stand on Yom Kippur. But Alter Rebbe still felt that there was the Pella. So that Alter Rebbe is not somebody came and told him about it.
He
felt that somebody. That there was this lady, Eledis, who gave birth, who was something sakana, and he went and cut the woods, and he took off his talis, he left shul, and he went and.
Also, he did it also to show the Rabbi that this is the way to do it.
That's what we're going to say. That's what Alter Rebbe himself is going to say. Now, one of the main reasons is this is a mitzvah for a gadol to do it, and it's a mitzvah for a Gdei Yisrael. They should show everyone that there's no problem at all. People are going to say, it's not so simple to Mechal Shabbos, we have to go find a guy, and if there's no guy, I don't know if we could do it. You know, you have to show everyone there's no problem, and there's a mitzvah to go do it.
You see, 30, 40 years after that, we're still talking about it.
That happened 200 years ago. What one? The one who
Avraham.
The one who wrote it.
After the previous rabbi. Wow.
Yeah. So
that's the beauty.
Yeah, so it's a mitzvah b'gal. So the greater the person is, the better he's the one who should do it. The greatest person should do it because he brings out the most how it's a mitzvah to do it. That's what Alter Rebbe himself went. Yeah. So we're holding sif. Hey, yeah. Makkah sheina shachalul if it's not internal makkah. Neshalim ebaki b'chela. So you ask the medical person, expert, and the chayla, and the person himself, sick person himself. If one of them say shasar chilul, that you need to be mechalal, or if they're going to say that even if right now he doesn't need it, but if he's not going to take care of it, then he's going to become sicker, and he's going to become sicker, he's going to become a danger to his life. Then but if they say no problem, they're not mechal.
If one say yes, one say no.
Which means No, we go after the one who says yes. We go, because Safik, Nefashis, L'Hakal, or whatever, and L'Chumna, however you say it, what's the Lashon is you have to Mechabel.
Many times people look like healthy after accident.
But you don't know, yeah.
2 days later they find out that inside.
Internal, yeah.
It's a big problem.
Is the Rabbi Chaim, I was saying Hakal or L'Hachim, I'm saying Rabbi Chaim said it was very mako on Yom Kippur for ladies, or maybe to eat. Sick people. He was very mako. Someone said, I could be mako so much. And he says, I'm not being mako in Yom Kippur. I'm being machmir b'kuach nefesh.
Okay. It's a mitzvah.
That's a mitzvah.
Yeah.
How come when Salah goes to people, they always ask them if they want to go to the hospital? Apparently, they shouldn't have to ask them. They should take them anyhow.
Depends on the condition.
Well,
Depends on the condition. If the person
not
feel
always
like
the
they don't need to go to the hospital, they're not going to
Not always they ask.
huh?
Not always they ask the patient if you want to go. Not
Depends
always.
No, that's what I said exactly. They shouldn't have to ask the patient.
No, if it's not so,
No, many times you
they
know
know.
people fall down and this or stop and fall in the house. You call it so please take me to the hospital. They just don't want to be lonely. You know, so you have to know.
Okay, but at the same token, sometimes somebody can something
because
somebody
because sometimes
and
they're
thinks
not
she's okay, but really she's not okay.
So that's all the guy will find out if it's really sick or not.
I had one time in
Some of
my
them are
house.
paramedics, sometimes
I had in my house one time, I had other people, and one mother of one of the women that was there, she became cook. All of a sudden, she was sick, but she started talking. So they called Hatzalah. And they called police also, came together. So they said, why you don't send her? I asked Hatzalah, why you don't take her? She said, I'm not allowed to. The police has to take her. Or they have to tell us to take her. We're not allowed to force the patient, to force him to go to the hospital. And she stayed like an hour or two after that, so she didn't go to the hospital. The police came us.
It was on Shabbos.
on Shabbos. היה לי הרבה סיפורים שבתות.
Yeah, there's also a lot of legal things about, the...
Yeah, it's a legal thing. If police came, Hatzalah cannot take it. They have to check with the police.
Yeah, halakha. This is also has to do with the refuahs, which were in the time of the Gemara. So let's not get into that. Let's skip to
Tet.
let's skip to Yud.
Roshesh Be'inav, that's good.
Yeah, but it's all part of those things which are refuahs. I'm saying could be some of them apply, but you have to know. Okay, Yud. Kol chayli sharefim meimim shasakana, which any chayli which the doctors say is a sakana, afapishu alabasim or machutz, even if it's outside, which means we said inside, internal is a problem. So even if it's on the outside, if the doctors say it's a sakana, mechalon as a Shabbos, then you're mechalo Shabbos. Reifa echadem tzarich chilul. If one doctor says you need chilul, you need a mechalo. Reifa echadem ain't tzarich chilul, you need chilul, so mechalolim, you're mechalo. Shekol saving nefesh is lahakol. If you don't have a doctor, you have a person over there who says, I know this sickness, and I know this sickness, and I think it is a dangerous thing. Then you're because of this person. Everyone's considered a little bit mumcha. And since the Safek Nefesh is we're making. Even if this person says that we have to be worried that maybe this is maybe it needs to be machala. You're also machala. But specifically, this person says, I know what I'm talking about. But if there's a doctor there, so we don't believe this guy who's not a doctor. If the doctor says you don't need chilul, everything's fine. So you listen to the doctor. I feel him as if the other person says for sure, because you can't compare a regular person to a doctor. And that's by a yid that we believe the yid. I will stand nachrim shein reifim, but a regular guy which is not a doctor, in machzikim esav kiyim l'chal Shabbos apiyim shein shem Yisrael makar chilizah. We don't rely on them. That's first of all, they don't really, Shabbos is not so important to them, so they don't really care. And also, Lav Dafka, they know.
I was once in my man asked it though, somebody on Shabbos, and he wanted to go to sleep at like 11 o'clock at night. So he said to me, when you see the nose on, it's good to shut off the light. I'm tired. My Schwarz passed by and I said, excuse me, can you please shut the light for the patient? He wanted to go to sleep. She looked at me and said, the Rabbi say you're allowed to do it.
That's good. Yeah.
She worked a long time against that.
Maar this is a collectie Jespo's inbouw.
Yeah.
So collectie inbouw, the light, turn off the light bulb?
No.
I can, but the guy.
But you can
When they work with Yidden a lot, so then they feel like
she
they...
She was mistaken.
Yeah, she's mistaken. Yid Aleph, if a chela doesn't want to take the medicine, because he's so frum, he says he doesn't want to mechala Shabbos. Keifim may say we force him. We actually heard it says we force him. She chasidish al shtos.
Yeah.
I once saw somebody like faint or whatever in the Latzal. They said they wanted to take EKG or something.
What?
EKG, echocardiogram. So he didn't want to do it. It was a big action. So there was a Rabbi there, Rabbi Farkash. He's saying it's al pi Torah, al pi the Rebbe, al pi Yiddish.
You have to do it.
You have to do that. His experience. That's all.
And he did it.
After screaming at him everything, he eventually did it. Yeah.
One more.
Yud Beis. Chela imer tzarech ani latrufa plainis. The Chela says, I need certain medicine. V'reife imein tzarech. And the doctor says, you don't need. Shemim l'chela. So over here, you listen to the sick person.
Wow.
Why? You lay videi amaras nafshi, because the heart knows how bitter he feels. But the doctor might not pick up how sick he really is.
Wow.
So if somebody else comes and there's an argument between a regular person and a doctor, so you listen to the doctor. But when it comes to the sick person knows what he really feels. And he says, you're getting it wrong. I feel terrible. I feel like I need this. But if the doctor said that this is not going to be good for him, so then obviously listen to the doctor. It's Gimel, yeah?
Yeah.
Chela sheish be sakana, for chela which has a sakana. Shalmadu b'yim Shabbos shal tzarech la'aseh le'refu yidur, sheish b'ch melachas chilul Shabbos ches yamim. We have to do this refu for 8 days straight, and starting this Shabbos and finishing next Shabbos, 8 days, right? And it's something which has a chilul Shabbos involved. And there is a sakana over here. We don't say natim at Laila, let's wait until nighttime. The nimsa shlein echala vel Shabbos achas. We will only be machala next Shabbos. We won't be machala this Shabbos. Aliyasim yad, you start right away. Afafish machala beis Shabbos, even though you're machala 2 Shabbos. Shav shebavadi leyamos hayim, even though today he's not going to die. Shari yamadu she is gayim ches yam, because we said that they saw he's going to be alive for 8 days to give him this medicine. If we're not going to allow him to do it for now, he might die after the 8 days. So already now we can read Machal Shabbos. But if you're able to start now, let's say it's almost nighttime, and you're able to start, and it's not going to make a big difference if you wait an hour. You have to wait a little bit. Then don't be Machal last to take him yah. Not waiting. There's no chashas sakana waiting this few more minutes, so then you should wait. This is the whole machlekes of chosh afshel. It's still chil Shabbos and nitzkus b'shil. If you're able to say without being Dika Shabbos, so then it's not Chashul. What's the Taish? What's the difference between Hutra and Tchuya? So Hutra means it's non-existent.
But there's no Shabbos.
There's no Shabbos there. Tchuya means is there. Only what? That if you need, you're allowed to do it, or it's a mitzvah to do it. So it's like pushed aside, but it's there. So he's saying that if you're able to do it in Beheter, just by waiting a few minutes, as long as there's no Chashash Sakana, so then you can wait, because the only Tchuya is not Hutra. A lot of nafkaminas when you get Tchuya and Hutra. Nevertheless, let's say, so you have this Chayla Sheish Sakana, and there you have in front of you Goyim and children. We're not going to say let's do it through the Goyim or let's do it through the children. Any year you're going to have to do a malacha for him. Shabbos pushed away for him. For Yidden. There's no problem for Yidden to do it. So that's first of all, they're allowed to do it. Even if the Yid comes to be machman himself, last day nachri, because no, I want to be machman, I want to use a guy, I want to use a kid. A machshin, it is so the terech basa doesn't want to schlep. It's usher for him, for a Yid to use the guy and the child. Why? People are going to say, oh, it's not so simple to push away to save a person's life. You have to do it only through a guy, unless you're a child. So we're not matir l'chatchila through those who are mechuyev mitzvahs. What's going to happen? When you're not going to have goyim and children, you're not going to want to be mechal through Gdei Yisrael. Even for giving it over to ladies, saying also which they are mechuyev mitzvahs, so they don't have this problem. You don't give it only to them. You give it to the Yid. The Yid's the manager watching the man's like managing over it. The Ishma Sasek the Yisrael. But so she also is part of it. I'm saying obviously it's not a problem to you have the nurses and everything today. I'm saying this is what it's set up for. This is their job and they're the best at it. And I'm saying also I don't know. Right? So but nevertheless, even though we said it's usher to do it through Ktanim and through Nachrim. And you should do it through a Yid. You shouldn't do it through Stam a Yid, Mitzvah min ha-muvcher. Yishtad l'asakei Yisrael, Gdei l'mechachma. To do it through great people, Gdei l'Yisrael. It's not through regular people. Nashim, not through regular women. Kadesh l'etei Shabbos kal b'neim. Why? It's Shabbos, another reason. Because a God will be Yisrael, if he's going to be Mechal Shabbos,
he knows what the Mechal
not that he knows what the Mechal. Just because he did it once doesn't make Shabbos nothing to him. Sometimes a person, if he's allowed to have a Mechal Shabbos, so Shabbos becomes a little bit nothing to him. So that's another reason. So even if there's no B'kuch Nefesh, he's going to be very easy about it. And also in order, like he said, tell everyone, when the God will be Yisrael does it, everyone knows that it's mutter and it's a mitzvah to go save a person's life. This is the first opinion. Some people say, since Shabbos is only tchuya, like we just said, it's not that it's a weekday, it's still tchuya, it's only tchuya, it's only pushed aside, but it's there. That whatever is possible that there shouldn't be chilum and atayra, so you have to do it in a way that's no chilum. If you can do it through a shinei, as long as it's not going to be, if it's going to be pushed off a little bit and it's going to make a problem by pushing it off, so then you shouldn't do any games. But say if you're able to push it off a little bit, so then you should do it through a shinei. If you do a shinei, it's not awesome in atayra. If you do it through a guy. Also, only in a case where you might come to be lazy, the guy. So then you shouldn't do it through the guy. And I will like she saw him the Mazayt and she locks come balance the Yid on top of it, making sure he's like quicker. The Ekek is what it is shining. After that passing like the first opinion that you should do it through Yidin. Don't give it to Goyim, don't give it to children. You should do it like through a Yid, and Mitzvah and you should do it through Gedei Yisrael. But after it became a minig dinasel because last the minig in these medinas is to go like the later opinion. I will tell you shlelinikain. It's not a good minig. What's going to be? They're going to see that now not doing it through you're only doing it through a guy. They're going to think it's also to do it through a Yid. Well, if the guy's not going to be there, but he's stacking a chayla, they're going to wait for the guy, and it's going to be a sakana. If someone wants to do it through a guy, you should tell everyone, a Yid could do it, but since there's a guy right here, so we're doing it through him over here. So he says, that's Yidala calls out as a Kala Shabbos, whoever's quick to do, to take care of someone who says Sakana, then it's better. Even something else is fixed on the way. Let's say a child fell into the river, and you put out a net, and to save him, you brought a fish with it, because there's no problem. Because if the door.
When he was a young boy, he was standing in the river in Russia, and a kid fell into the river. He didn't ask a question, it was a river that running very fast. He was dangerous. Jump in, swim, get the kid out.
Yeah.
That's the halacha.
Yeah. The Rebbe had a cough over the years. The Rebbe said it's not the time at Vassar, it could be connected with that. No, that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. This story is for sure. I think the Rebbe's mother says it, I think. The Rebbe told the doctors that maybe by one of the Ches or something. The Rebbe asked him they asked her where's the doctor from? Where's the
cough?
Yeah, that has to do with the water.